Everyone, Carlo here. Welcome to my watch vlog. This is a channel dedicated to, well, watches. Now, to those who don't know, my main channel is actually all about sneakers and tech. I have close to 700,000 subscribers, but I decided to make this channel dedicated about my new, well, hobby, which is all about watches. Now, please do take note that I'm not like a die-hard horology expert. I am just literally documenting my journey with watches, me growing my collection, me enjoying the hobby as much as I can and learning along the way. So if you're expecting like super hardcore movement reviews and stuff like that, this ain't it, chief. So this is more of me just expressing about stuff that I love and that I like. And speaking of that, when I was looking into the different brands and watches and the higher end ones that I wanted to get into, you know, in the $2,000 price range, you would think that one would gravitate towards the Rolexes and the more expensive Swiss-made brands. But being the geek that I am, you know, I grew up watching Japanese animes, Dragon Ball Z, Ranma 1/2, Kenshin, Gundam. Every time I would see like a high-end watch that was in collaboration with an anime series, I just mind blown. And that's why one of my favorite collections was the Gundam 40th anniversary collection with Seiko. You had the Spring Drive GMT, the most expensive of the lot. That's like what, I think 8,000 US, somewhere around there. You have the two Prospex marine drivers. One is inspired by Tuna Zaku and the other one inspired by the Zaku 2. I've already reviewed the GMT Spring Drive here on the channel, and you've probably seen me wear the red Zaku 2 a couple of times in my videos. But for today's vlog, what I'm going to do is I'm going to complete the trifecta. I'm going to share with you my latest watch acquisition, my latest piece. Guys, this is the third and final piece of the Gundam 40th collaboration with Seiko. This is the Seiko Prospex Marinemaster Zaku 2, and it looks kick-ass. Now, there are three big reasons why I love this watch. The first reason is obviously because it is Gundam. I grew up watching the anime. I know the characters. I know the robots. I wouldn't call myself like a die-hard fan to the point where I would know the lore and everything on all the different Gundam series. But I grew up watching it enough to really go beyond just appreciation of the model and of the anime in general. So this one is inspired by the Zaku 2, which is that green robot with a Cyclops eye that you see in the anime series. In fact, if you take a look at the shroud of the piece, it's actually engraved over there. That's the model number of the Zaku 2. If you take a look at the counterweight of the second hand, there's this red dot. There's that red circle, which is a callback or which is inspired by the Cyclops eye red thing of that very same robot. Another thing that's inspired by the Zaku 2 is the chapter ring. It's actually reminiscent of the power pipe of the Zaku. It's those small elements of Gundam that, for me, make it a more mature and enjoyable, sophisticated piece. Versus, for example, you take a look at the Gundam watches over at G-Shock, they are leaning heavily towards more like toys and novelties as opposed to serious timepieces, which for me, this is able to accomplish. And speaking of serious stuff, the second thing I love about this is the build. The case is made out of titanium. So it is one of the reasons why it is pricey and why it is built like a tank. The bezel is also made out of titanium, and there's this really fascinating click that you hear, very smooth turn as you rotate the bezel. I'll hold it up to the camera so that you can hear. It's oddly satisfying. This is like my version of the fidget spinner. So some people back in the day would like fiddle around with something, or they have like a clicker to pass time. Me, I just like playing around with bezels on my watches. Now, surrounding that titanium case is a ceramic shroud with a matte finish. If you want something more glossy, you might want to take a look at the Tuna Zaku 2, which is part of the same collection. If you guys take a look here, it has a more shiny finish versus the matte one over here of the green Zaku 2 model. And as you can probably tell, the watch is kind of chunky. In fact, it is beyond chunky. It is a tank. Diameter, it's like 52.4 millimeters, and it's like 17 millimeters tall. So it is not a small watch. It is a chunky watch, and it is for people who like chunky watches. Now, powering this is the 8L35 movement, which is based on the Grand Seiko 9S55, which is assembled by hand in Japan. It has a date function. It has 50 hours of power reserve. To be honest, while I love, the movement and it's okay, given the price point, I think they should have used the 8L55 high beat movement instead, given the amount that you're paying for, well, the watch. Maybe that's the price that you have to pay because you're paying for Gundam, and instead of going to a better movement, it's going to the Gundam guys for licensing fees. And topping it all off, of course, you have a sapphire crystal, which makes it scratch resistant. The third thing I love about it, and I'll have to take off this watch that I'm wearing, this by the way, is the Bape Seiko watch, which I did a review on my main channel. I'll try to link it down below. The third thing I love about this piece is how it wears. I love big watches. I love chunky watches, primarily because I have a big wrist and small watches don't really look good on me. And this one, because of that hidden lug construction along the side, actually sits very comfortably on my wrist. And it looks unwieldy, it looks really big and hard to wear, but once you get it on wrist, it's actually quite comfortable. At least that's what I feel. And I love wearing this piece. I love wearing the red one as well. It is one of my go-to watches if I just want something to put on in the day and just go out of the house. Well, it's been a while since we all went out of the house, but you guys get what I mean. So those are like the 3 reasons, but I'll add in one last. I love the fact that they made it of this quality and they made it a limited edition run. They could have done it in a way that it's like, in one of the entry-level models, like the Seiko 5. But instead of doing that, kind of like what they did with the Street Fighter Seiko 5 series, but instead of doing that, they went with the Prospex line, which is, a step below Grand Seiko, which is already expensive in primo. And that's something that I appreciate, because it goes to show how much reverence they have towards the Gundam series, how much they feel that people are actually massive fans of the anime, and they would actually buy something like this, which I think they got spot on. Target market. Speaking of price, I checked Shopping in Japan. It's a website where you can buy stuff from Japan, obviously. This one is going for like $4,000. That's 200,000 pesos. Wow, crazy, right? Fortunately, I was able to get it for a good deal. Shout out to Horology Matters here in the Philippines for the hookup of this piece. I got it for a great price. I think I got it for a little less than 150, around 140,000. That's 2,800, 2,700 US dollars. Way below the $2,000 $4,000 that I saw on Shopping in Japan. So yeah, that actually wraps up this quick feature on this latest addition to my collection. Again, guys, this is the Seiko Gundam Prospex Marinemaster Zaku 2. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comment section. Would love to hear from all of you. What do you think of high-end limited edition watch runs in partnership with anime series like this? Again, let me know in the comments. Would love to hear from all of you. We can get into a great discussion going on. And lastly, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please show the channel some love by subscribing. Really helps out. Give it a thumbs up. Share it on Facebook. I'll appreciate it a lot. That's it for now. This is Carlo signing out. Peace. God bless. What's up? Boom.